I should have said the poet.
The poets are here. The poetesses and the poets are with me. I am representing you all.
People need to see what I've seen. They need to see.
These are the spiritual as much as physical voyages of the Co-Federation Solar Sun our starship planet Earth, restored to heaven on our and every earth, as our spiritual, genealogical, local, global, universal voyager and shared her and his family community enterprise. Our new millennial year's mission to rediscover and re-understand, sustain, and explore are and all are in fact familiar new worlds of family community, of the tree of love, life, and light throughout the solar system and universe, to restore, renew, and sustain our and new life and new sustainable civilizations, past, present, retroactively, and now, rebalance, and future, always balancing, to lovingly, genealogically, and boldly become and be space-time travelers whenever and where we have interdimensional reality, all in part been before, if also never been before, in alternative space timelines that are circles, which are of the universal EQ, IQ, and SQ continuum, balance, combinations of the ever-expanding circle which spirals and grows, budding and blooming in space-time. Love and live enlightened, ever young, long, and prosper all both in each and every one. Engage your heart, mind, soul, and body, for we all, both in each, and each both in all, can, must, and marvelously and miraculously make it so.
In the thunder's blast, she emerges, her eyes on fire, the mighty priestess. She is risen from the nativity of Caldera. She is risen from the fires of the earth. She is risen. She is risen.
We are risen.
She is risen. She is risen.
We are risen.
We all are risen via my intercession. And I beg your forgiveness because I did not know how deeply you had fallen. I would have raised you up earlier better. I did not realize how fallen you had become. But you have the light within you, no matter how dark you are. You have it within you.
Mahatantra, Mahamantra, Mahayantra, Mahasana, Mahayagat Pramaradhya. Om Mahabhairava Pujita, Maheshwara Mahakalpaka Mahatandava Sakshini, Mahadamesha Mahiji, Mahatripura Sundari, Chatushshashti Upacharadhya, Chatushshashti Kalamayi, Mahachatushshashti Koti Yogini Ganasevita.
So that's really good. No. Not once. Not once. Describe. I should have said. Oh, so beautiful.
Poetesses and poets are here. They are psalmists. These are holy poetry.
You need to see what I see. You need to see.
This day I call the heavens and the earths as witnesses intercessorily for and hopefully and prayerfully not against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Now choose love and life with light, so that you and your children may live. For I give you good doctrine, forsake ye not your, our new millennial law.
Okay. What is Patricia? Ladies May Sunflower, New Trinity and Blackstone. This is Anna Marie singing Vision, and I am Cherokee, Cheyenne, Blackstone, and Annaouncement, Dakota. And I am also a French English major. B2 I was seen. That means we are all related. We embrace the new millennial golden rule as the law of all the natives of the sacred ground that is Mother Earth and all the planets of all the universes.
Welcome to our broadcast. Children of the evolving and endangered planet Earth, I apologize to you, and yet I stand up for you because I am and have always been your cosmic, your first but not last or only cosmic Christ of this time. But I did not know it. I went for 35 years of my adult life in error. I was a good person, a very, very good person. But I did not know that it was my job to be your first but not last or only cosmic Christ and your returned Estrella, goddess of the divine justice with mercy, that is the goddess of the Statue of Liberty, that is the highest priestess goddess of the Atlantis civilization. I did not know who I was because I did not have enough information to know who I was. And that is the problem that you all have now. You have been denied information and you are resisting the knowledge, some of you, of your inheritance. You are resisting it because you are trying to fit yourself into a programmed patriarchal model that has told you that your first but not last or only Christ would be a bachelorized male. Not so. Your first Christs and co-Christs are a circle, a risen circle from Atlantis, of females and males. We are in the time of the month of Valentine, and there was a Gnostic leader by the name of Valentinian. He spoke language of the Gnostic sects, which came from the Essenes, which were the sect of Miriam of Magdala and Jesus of Nazareth, and their mother, his mother Mariam, and her mother. How about we give her mother a name? Estara. Miriam of Magdala had a mother, you know. She likely had sisters. Jesus had sisters, we know that now. Mariam and Salome.
facts are coming to light here. These people loved their families. They were the greatest lovers. They were the ultimate Valentines of the patriarchal era, trying to transcend it to egalitarianism. Today we are in the month and the months of the giving of common sense, and also the precious activities of Susan B. Anthony. We are in the month and the months of Coretta and Albertina. We are in the months and the months of Betty. We are in the months and the months of Imbolc, and we are continuing the months of Christmas, because Valentine's is another Christmas. If you think about it deeply, love starts at birth. The love of a mother for her children begins the entire process of love. The milk that is the Milky Way, and is in all people, female and male, unless they suppress it to fit in with patriarchy. We are here for you. We are letting you know we are here for you. We are not abandoning you. And if anybody tries to stomp us down, this earth will collapse like a pancake. I represent the goddess of the universe, the solar goddess that is the Statue of Liberty. She is not just the goddess of the planet. She is the goddess of the universe, the Titan goddess, out of which all the other goddesses come and are born. Out of which all the gods come and are born. You have been duped. Turn off your television. You have been duped by your own anthropological error. Your corporate boardrooms are intertwined with your media boardrooms. They are families in which the women are marginalized, often don't even do direct raising of their own children, are used as trophies for the men, and are primarily seduced by the money. These women have lost their way. This is not the path to eternal life. It looks good on the surface. It gives them an identity. Political wives do the same things. They look adoringly up at their male, always male, bachelorized, even with his consort wife, leader. But their regency is missing. I am the ultimate regent in a female. I have taken over, and if you try to take me over, your world will be so beset with problems and horrors that you will not be able to begin to wake up in the morning without horror in your heart. I will not be too late, because I keep praying to the Mother, Father, Goddess, God to extend the time until you recognize what I am giving you. Until you get it through your thick skulls, your thick blockheads, that I'm giving you eternal life and riches and happiness is much greater than the ones that you are so busy clinging to, that you are missing the boat. Do not miss the boat. I am here. I am slow because I was delayed, because I was embedded myself. Now you are not an easy ground. You're not an easy audience, as they say. You're a difficult audience. You're fighting me every step of the way. You want daddy. You want platonic daddy. You're running after a mangled man. The men who are in the boardrooms are not happy men. They're cynical. They regard their women as toys and despise them because they've been easy to buy off. They do not know the love of an enduring, loyal mother who puts her children first, ahead of her man and ahead of herself. I want you to listen to the tape of our great-grandmother, Harriet, talking about our great-grandmother, Ray, and her priorities in raising her children at this place, her daughters, at this place, let me show you, that is, we hope to be, by the 22nd of February, the opening of the stargates on this planet. I wanted to do it by the 11th. I wanted to do it by Valentine's Day. But Valentine's Day is not one day. Valentine's Day of sisterhood and brotherhood and sisterhood, and of true brotherhood, which is not exploitative, and of true marriage and love and romance, which is not just lust or seduction, but is based on extreme mutual respect and gentle kindness that endures and also makes room for the erotic, but is not controlled by the need for domination or the need for submission, is controlled by a higher love. It is a higher love of equals, of aeon equals, as was spoken of by Valentinian, who I'm sure had a marvelous and miraculous mother whose name was erased from the story because even he lived in patriarchal times. So listen to this.
And then she said she couldn't be the maid for everybody. Did you feel she did that? That's when she came back and started to spell plants with the Lord sent her. Her whole love was to trap her children with everything she did. Troublesome and just to get along, have enough to eat. And she got to ruin scaling. She was careful, very careful. And there was a sister, Clara.
We have two sisters here talking about their mother who was separated from her sister by immigration. They were separated from their mothers by immigration. And this pattern has continued, and we haven't noticed the pattern of separation among women as a very, very pernicious and horrible aspect of patriarchy. I have been separated from my sister and my sister from I, and I know of other sisters in my family who live right in the same city on several branches. This sister lives on about 15 minutes away from the other sister, and you know what? They never see each other. They have a casino who lives 5 minutes away from both of them, and the three of them never see each other. My family is filled with women who are relating like that. That is why this world is next to death's door. I try to wake them up, to give them this chocolate pill, this delightful, easy to swallow recipe that is the new millennial golden rule. To reclaim in a few months what was lost for thousands of years. I believe it is possible, and I'm not giving up on it, because my children, no matter how dark and depraved you have become, this is in you. You can't undo it. It's not only in your nurturing processes, which are essential to keep it going, but it is to some extent even in your physical reality. Your balance of estrogen and testosterone give you some light. It's inbuilt into you. Men have estrogen, and women have a lot of estrogen, even after menopause. They have a lot. And they have the habits of estrogen, too. And we have with us the budding, blooming flowers, too, that you are. You are the result of photosynthesis. You are all the colors of the rainbow. You have that within you. You are budding. Your every day is a new bud shooting forth to learn something. Your moments of great discovery are your blooms. When you embrace one another, you embrace one another as a bouquet. You have real power. This is what Buddha held up when he was asked what is power. He held up a flower. An atom bomb is not power. An atom bomb is error. A Fukushima based on nuclear fission, when the sun has been abundantly available for all this time and could have been funded so easily. Solar power. Solar power. Our nuclear plants are not wealth. They are poverty. They are poverty of thought. And the reason that it is impoverished is because the women were not there when the plans were being discussed and when the decisions were being made. And they remain not there. And the amazing thing is we have organizations like the League of Women Vapids who are drawing you into these elections, not telling you that they are selections, because the anthropology is all off. And a token woman, although valuable, is not parity. Parity, my dears, parity. Gender parity, paradisal parity. Choose paradisal parity, or you will have plutonic, patriarchal, planetocide. Choose paradisal parity on this, and you will have interplanetary perfection, more or less. Or you will have plutonic plummeting patriarchy into extinction. It may be a slow road down, painful and horrible. Hunger Games, vampirism, cannibalism. Is this what you want, little ladies, in order to have a daddy figure in your life? Do you need a daddy that bad that you can't love the mother within yourself? She is the mother of the universe. You can't find anything to love about her? She's given you everything you've ever eaten. You can't find anything to love about Mother Nature? What could you possibly be thinking? I guess you're thinking about the Kardashians. You're thinking about the last horrible remark made by some dumb thumping puppet politician to some vapid teleprompter reading, specifically chosen to deceive you, female minion of the media. You are seeing horror played in front of you on television. Turn it off until they send you a letter in the mail that says, "Dear North America, for 25 years, we did not report on any of the gender parity activities that were occurring on this planet all over the world. We kept it from you like a big secret because we are nasty old men who have lost faith in our own wives and felt cheated by our mothers. And we thought we'd pass on our pain to you." A lot of these corporate men were raised by nannies, and their nannies, after they did a period of service for the families, were let go of, and no one ever heard of them again. They were just the hired help, and the most important activity in the world, which is loving a child, was left to fly away like the four winds, disappear. And the families never spoke of these women again. And the mothers that remained with the fathers are primarily used as yes women to their husbands, if even that. They are glorified maids. They may have a lot of maids, but they're seen by their men as nothing more than objects. That's the truth. A number of these men have loads of affairs or many mistresses. They do not have the depth of bonded love that we recognize on Valentine's Day as what love means. They do not have the love of Psyche and Eros. They have the love of Beauty and the Beast, and the beauty hasn't assisted the beast to discover his true nature, which is Eros, a loving and respectful partner, and equal, and not a superior. How can this land have forgotten the work of Miriam Lambert and Tom Paine? I read, and I remain experiencing it myself personally, the rejection of a person who brings true light. When he passed away from this planet, only 6 people came to the funeral of Tom Lambert Paine. I believe 3 of them were freed slaves, 2 were women, and 1 was a man, a white man. What do we value? Thump, 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 papa! Apes. Do you want to be a divine equinox true Q, or do you want to be a dead ape? Which do you want to be? The female dead apes don't talk to the other female dead apes. They abandon them, they attack them, they attack their children, and they ignore their children, each other's children, and they look out a little bit for their own and mostly just ignore everything and blank out and wait for Papa to push them into doing the next service to him. This is patriarchy. And the result is a planet with billions of people in poverty and huge nuclear weapon stockpiles, some very close, very potentially to be used now. Iran and Israel, North Korea toward the United States, Ukraine and Russia, even Pakistan and India could go at it. A moment of depravity on the part of any of these leaders, and why wouldn't they be depraved? They're surrounded by women who act like worms instead of human beings. Occasionally you get a drone worm who acts like a guy and carries a gun. What of the divine feminine? I am reaching out to you all. I have made my presence known as best I can, and I am continuing to do so. If it isn't good enough, this planet is over and I have failed you. I will wait for my creator to give me my debriefing and tell me how I failed you. I believe I've been too slow. You're sinking every minute and you're trying to drag me down in it with you, but I don't think you can. I don't think it is possible because I have too great a light. You cannot completely submerge the Statue of Liberty goddess. It just can't be done. She may disappear from your presence, but she can't be erased. She is a force of the universe. She is Mother Nature. You can't erase Mother Nature. You can't kill off Mother Nature through the universe. You might be able to do it on your planet and turn your planet through a nuclear explosion into a black hole. But you cannot erase Mother Nature from the universe. That you cannot do. And I cannot do it, and nobody can do it. This is the yin force of the entire universe. She holds it all together. The yang comes out of her. So, read the New Millennial Golden Rule at 5050now.wordpress.com. My children, I am not pleased with you, but I love you. And I'm going to try to whip you back into shape and let the women honor one another and stop with this relational aggression and I don't know you and I'm not interested in what you have to say and I don't respect you game that women have been playing, while they at the same time say, how's that man over there? How is he doing? How can I protect him? How can I take care of him? At the same time, they're saying to each other, I don't care about you. You're not very important. You're just a woman. I see this dance so many times, it makes me want to vomit. And then we have the young men. Then we have the young men who do not know where to find love. We have the liars among men who will try to make the dignity of a woman seem like an error on her part. These are men who have mothers who do not have their own femininity intact. These are men who have mothers and sisters and women friends who are fallen. And they turn that fallenness on other women and they say, why aren't you a good, oh, they have different words for it, good modest woman, a good from woman, a good this woman, a good that woman. Why aren't you a good one? Like the ones that suck up to me. All the while not recognizing that those who are sucking up to him are destroying their world. Ladies, carry your light, the goddess within you, with profound dignity. And if any man questions it or squelches it, I tell you, the men of this planet have hit women very, very hard, very often. Look at the story of abuse on this planet. You tell those idiot men exactly what they are. Whether it's the Donald or someone in your neighborhood or family. If you talk to them at all. Your better approach is to talk to the women around them and ask them why. Their low self-esteem is so profound that they have to separate themselves from the women of their families and of their communities and deny them the parity that have several hundred women, million, if not billion women already have on this planet, but not here in North America. Here in North America, you have lipstick and tokenism. You have no family leave. You have no motherhood left. But you have a salary that's 3/4 of what a man makes for lesser work and less important work. Your mothering is totally not counted until the New Millennial Golden Rule and the Genuine Progress Indicator come into play. Why don't you have that? A mother's son, Rose Fitzgerald's son, Robert F. Kennedy, called for it in 1968. Where have you been? Where have we all been? When men are raised by mothers who have low self-esteem and are masculinized, they do not know how to value the divine feminine in a woman. They're threatened by it and they run away from it and they think, it's not like my mother, it's not like my mother. Their mothers are wounded. They were already wounded by patriarchy. They often came from families where the mothers and the great and grandmothers were abused and adjusted to the abuse. That's what you're dealing with, an intergenerational process of perpetuating the patriarchal false hierarchy between the genders. Women are graced with estrogen, and healthy women have extreme understanding of nurturing, connecting, and intuition into the future. When that has been deprived too long as it is right now, and when women have been led by misleading women who allow tokenism to parade as parity and as progress, women who focus on abortion before they get representation and therefore never deal as an equal on dealing with the issues, the complex issues of an already patriarchal, abusive society. All of this is putting the cart before the horse. There is only one way out of this trap: the new millennial golden rule and parity of gender. Our great grandmother's home, that was a hat store that gathered women to adorn themselves with hats that had adornments of nature, feathers and flowers, recognized an ancient wisdom that all women are Mother Nature and they have to respect themselves, or no one will respect Mother Nature and a planet will die. So no one can take your dignity away from you, my dear ladies. And you deserve the gift that was given you in common sense in January and February of 1776, and we give it to Susan B. Anthony on this her birthday. She herself and Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Lucretia Mott, who worked with them, and all of the suffragettes were so deprived of information by the time they came around that people did not even remember Miriam Lambert and Tom Lambert Payne had already given them the solution to the problem in 1776. And the sad thing is that Tom Paine himself didn't quite put his finger on it. While he was alive, he left the American Revolution. He went to the French Revolution. He tried the same thing there. He was jailed there. He was jailed in the United States, and he was jailed in England. Everywhere he went, he didn't quite put his finger on it, that it was about balance of gender. He had articulated it in his letter on an occasional letter about the female sex. But then once he got into the revolutionary circles, which were patriarchal, he couldn't hold to it. He couldn't hold to it because he didn't have a surrounding group of women. Well, my darling women, even if none of you supports me, if your self-esteem is so low that you just want to be a worm, I have the memory of you as you should have been all this time on this earth. The continuity of Atlantis instead of the destruction of it. I have it inside me in every pore of my being, in every thought of my life. Now, I go back in time and look upon my moments at different stages of my life, and I say, my gosh, I did not know my own value. I did not know my mother's value, my sister's value, my cousin's value. Now I know. And nothing they do, no matter how stupid they are and icy and relationally aggressive they are, will deter me from singing of their value, because it's overdue. Even if they've lost their value now, they should have been credited so long ago that even if they lie on the pavement as idiots, I say that they have greater value than the men who forgot them for thousands of years. And she still is on top because they have degraded her. And she did not, in most cases, degrade them. So that is my sermon and my lesson to you. The men who love women as equals are the great light men of the world. Those who don't make it to that point are deterred or lose it and start their games of putting women down to please other women who are already down are fools. God has a plan for fools. God has a plan for all of us. I will not give up even if I am too late. I will turn back time. We are saying that we are on February 15th and 16th. I'll tell you something. By the end of this month, there will be a new Stardate calendar, and we will not call it these dates anymore. We will have a super date that encompasses all the dates of all the calendars. We'll begin on that process more clearly. I don't know if I'll have it completed, but I'll have it beginning. And then you won't be living according to the gears of time, like the gears of a clock. You'll be living to the budding and blooming of your heart. And nothing will be able to control your time. You will be able to travel in space-time as equinox true cues. So go to the website. It's at 5050now.wordpress.com. We're going to give you the screen share, and we're going to stop the broadcast and come back a little later. Go to 5050now.wordpress.com. Read the New Millennial Golden Rule, and just below it, the 11 steps. And then scroll down and look for the solar and solar kitties, links, and resources, how easy it is to transform your neighborhood locally, globally, and universally. And scroll down to the scroll up to the sermons, I Have a Dream to Make Reality Now. And scroll down to the congresses, the grassroots congresses, courts, and assemblies, and see your family represented, my family and your family represented by me. I act as your intercessor until you wake up, and I know God is going to wake you up. Your problems that you are bringing on yourself are so profound that your little comfortable shelf that so many of you are on right now is not going to be there for you in a day or two. You are going to be woke up. I've tried to wake you up gently and with honesty. You have been ignoring it. So God is going to wake you up. And I can tell you, the goddess is a little gentler than the God aspect. The God aspect knows how to levy those punishments when they are needed. He does it with reluctance. He is a gentle father. But when he sees his wife is abused by her own children, he's not too happy with his children. So wake up now. Reclaim your mother nature. Reclaim the eternal feminine. Lift her up. The Statue of Liberty, the breastfeeding mother, the wife and the husband in equality, not in hierarchy. The sisterhood of all sisters, of the casinohood circle that you're born into, the intergenerational mothers and sisters and aunts and daughters and all those special constellations that you have in your family and your community. Make the most of them. Make the circles. And come to our broadcasts, co-hostesses and co-hosts.